about 14. Could be wrong in that, but was PR'd. And is like someone who does plays ices, so you have your ups and downs, right? It's like, oh, you play against a character that has to actually press a button on you. Cool, you're gonna eat an ices combo. And it's like, oh, you're playing a character that actually doesn't have to interact and play the game with you. Dang, that's rough. Like, right? They're a really polarizing character in the meta.
Yeah, and they're really disruptive too.
They're very disruptive.
Like all of a sudden, like these characters that people are just like, wow, look at that aggression, they can just roll over, and all of a sudden, Ice Climbers are just saying, well, you're playing into me, I can start doing desync stuff. Like Big D, a great example of that one.
Yeah.
It's actually giving me a flashback to Tweed versus Big D. Very close set that one was.
Yeah, of course. Ices, well, like, I mean, it's really, a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, of course they're talking about Big D, but Ices is not really a character with big rep. It's like, it's very just, honestly, like in NA, it's really just Big D, right? Then it's like Japan has like 3 whose names I can't remember. Actually, it's like Harusen, Futari. No, I'm not saying the full name. I don't remember it fully. And then there's another one, I'm pretty sure. But it simply just isn't a character that's commonly like represented. They have a lot of upside. The main issue is the upside. They suffer from the same same philosophy of they work significantly harder than everyone else when for a lot of reward, but they work significantly harder. That's the issue. And they definitely, one thing, they're polarizing, so they have some good stuff going for them, but they also have some bad stuff. Gonna go high, they're actually gonna, oh great recovery, can you get back down?
Wow!
That burst getting mixed up there, and letting both live actually off of that.
That was slick. I was just going to talk about how it's panic time when you're able to like desync the Ice Climbers on the opponent. Desync correctly. The good one for you when you're the opponent playing against the Ice Climbers, where we're able to just kind of get them separated. But playing around this center platform and trying to use the side special, that can work out, but great little setup, missing it out. However, so good amount of damage, no kill just yet. The side B does connect barely. At the end, has to hold that shield. Be really careful of the situation as there's the roll up and a little bit of a delay. I thought there was going to be a punish, but one set flying over, not dead though.
Shout out to Danny, just slowly. Oh, you missed attack! What a great, it's a great awareness that they could be like, oh yeah, I can simply hit you with this. Oh, that was, you got shield. We simply hit you with a neutral B to catch your lack of attack there. And just once again, that's not like, that wasn't a like unintentional thing that happened, right? They clearly knew what they were doing with that. But you took 70 off of that.
Oh no.
And that's an F smash. And one thing I do want to note about like Ices here is that down tilt angle is really good against a character like Mythra, who has a decent vertical recovery and a decent horizontal one, just not a good vertical and horizontal recovery, right? So being sent to a lower corner means that you're kind of just dead at that point, right? However, we're not seeing much of that, just mostly due to the fact that SEEL isn't letting them even get to the ledge. They're killing them before they even get off stage.
Playing around like the center platform, I think it's also a smart idea, try to get that spacing, and as well as a great bait. Tries to get the second one, but the roll was just in time, however, so Burst unable to get too much out of it, but a great side B. Gotta be super aware of a potential aerial, and SEEL trying to steal it out with those down tilts. I'm like, the thing, oh wow, a Hail Mary forward smash almost connects, but not gonna land. Continuing on this pressure, whole stockly, keep that in mind, and a greatly spaced forward tilt. So this the aggression is being rewarded right now, but trying to keep on the punish. Burst has got to find some way to at least take one of them out.
Oh my god! And no real punish there. Just gonna get an F though. A really bold uppy attempt. Not gonna get it. But the fact that they didn't lose their stock, kind of a big part. That's such a brutal angle.
Yeah.
Oh, but you just timed the parry a little too early. And you're clipped by the other hits of it.
Like we talked about, like the down tilt being so good on stage because of like a tech situation, but even off like near like the corner, it just sent in such an ugly angle that could have been like certain death. And a great little setup there, has to roll away. So Burst staying alive, but for how long? And
not
long
much
will be
longer.
answered.
Not much longer. But the yeah, we were really seeing how, despite having disjoints in a sword, Burst still had to interact the majority of that game. And when we saw if they committed a little too hard, they just weren't just playing the poke game. they were getting hit by up tilt up smashes, right? They were getting grabbed consistently, and they just couldn't. There we go. Here's the jab. Yeah, that was something. That wasn't just an accidental thing that happened. They were well aware of what they could of that situation there. This is great knowledge of your own character.
Like it's like great. I'm pretty sure we both saw it before like we were able to talk. We were just like, oh, you gotta watch out. You're gonna get jab locked if that happens. And just the mind of the player and SEEL getting an awesome play like that. And wow, 40-57 in a blink of an eye. We just started.
Yeah. Once again, the reward of Icy is really big, but it's they kind of. I'm not gonna say that they necessarily struggled. I always say that they necessarily struggle to take stocks. I think they don't have consistent quote unquote 0 to death, right? Like you're able to obviously get 0 to death situations if you get those grabs, but if you're getting in the middle of the stage, most of the time you're probably fine.
It's kind of like the chain grabbing in Melee.
Yeah.
Like the Phantom wall blade. It's just like they can still get it, but it's not.
Get it, but it's also a little bit of RNG too in terms of the fact that Nana will throw randomly times. But also that conversion, the up tilt at those that's at the high mid% area, like the not like super high, but like you know what I mean. Is that's so comboed in the up air at like 150, 140. That's definitely taking the stock there.
Yeah, and it's a little unfortunate there. It's like a little micro interaction, but I really want to see Burst throw away Nana to the other side instead of towards SEEL, which could potentially just kind of continue the disruption. But trying to play around these platforms and trying to clean up this stock, we've seen what happened if you can't do it, and all of a sudden you ate so much damage in a blink of an eye, and Burst struggling to get it down, gets one, needs to finish the job with the second, and great little stall there, but it does.
I do like the jabs, because, you know, it clearly spooked SEEL, who didn't know exactly how to react to it, because they got hit by jab 1, and then just was like, oh, okay, and just fell to their death. Just fell to their death. Like, they definitely could have made it back, but they weren't ready to make it back.
He was, oh, that's not good. I'm dead. And all of a sudden, a little bit of dash attack. That side B is deceptively. People are just like, oh, I can punish it after they land now. Nope. There's a lot of times where you just can't. And thankfully, the dash attack on Mythra's end's fast enough in order to catch up with it. So all of a sudden, resetting back into this neutral stage, just where Burst can really do amazing things, and the side B is one way to continue it on, and great pressure, great execution, finishing it off with the edge guard. SEEL not ready for that one, but calling out a jump. Trying to seal out of stock quickly, but a pulsing falling nair by Burst.
Especially with how consistent SEEL's like punishes, like the landing on shield punishes have been. Really, like that up tilt up smash is the main one I think that we've both been like noticing quite a bit. Very ballsy, very ballsy. Oh, that's such a rough angle too. Down. From 3.
Oh my goodness. That was like, it's like the cherry on top where it's like, oh, that's a rough angle, and then just the projectile just slam on top of your head. You're like, well, I'm definitely not making that one back.
Yeah, but that may still be for nothing if they can't find that hit. And especially with, I do like this. I do like how they're willing to, they're not fully committing to killing Nana, right? But they're forcing SEEL to pick between the two, right? If that makes sense. If he's either gonna live or let Nana just take the force. Because it means that, oh, we're pretty much even right now. Oh, do you have a jump?
Oh,
I think you don't, but can you kill? Yep, you got the second hit, and that's, you used your jump really early in that second ice climber. It's still there.
You know, we talked about how it was kind of ballsy to go for the falling nair. Yeah. This time, it got punished.
This time it got punished.
Oh, that was a rough. It's literally the rough angles. This is literally what like the sets we were kind of talking about. We're like, wow, that down tilt is kind of nasty, and as well as
that was so good. But even considering Burst, I felt like Burst was playing this entire set on the back foot, right? Because it's clear that SEEL has fought enough Pythras in their life to know the basic game plan. And Icy really is one of those characters where it's not easy to fight them. The plan is simple on paper, but then you fight one and it's like, oh,
7 minutes.
Huh, I see, right? Like, it's simple. It's simply not as easy like, as just, oh, just separate them and you win. It's not. We saw like he got punished for that a few times.
Yep.
And he's that back here. It would I want to say that it would have been really funny if he like lost out the game, because that would have been like the Chris Paul, the the huge three huge three
Yeah.
to posting the score to 43. But
Oh.
great, just a great knowledge, great awareness of the situation. But before we get to the next set, we actually are going to take a quick break. But before that, let's talk about Collision Series TV. That's where you're currently watching us. But you can stay up to date with all of their information if you check out their Twitter at Collision Smash. Let's say you can't watch the stream whenever you have something going on, or hey, you're at the venue itself. You can watch the VODs at the Collision Series YouTube channel. Definitely worth supporting and growing local scenes.
And speaking of where you're literally watching, where this tournament is literally being held right here is Fusion. The good old tournaments has been able to surpass the 200, which is a fantastic